Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So hope you guys are staying healthy indoors and maintaining good personal hygiene as well as social distancing. So I have put out a few videos in my channel about personal financing, helping out millennials and also those who just started working. And I have touched the topic of credit cards and credit score, but I have also missed out quite an important topic, which is credit limit. So these are the main three credits that you have when it comes to financing, which is credit card, credit limit, and credit score. These three credits tie very closely with each other, and it will be beneficial for you to understand how these three credit works. So without further ado, let's get started. So credit limit. I am sure to those of you who are watching this video who has a credit card already know what credit limit is. But for the sake of our new audiences, fresh grad, or new workers, let's talk about it from the start and give you an understanding what credit limit really is and the benefits of taking advantage of this credit limit. So when you apply for a credit card, usually the bank will give you some kind of letter, and in the letter your credit limit will be stated in there saying what is the maximum limit that you can spend using that particular credit card. So as a fresh grad and a new worker, usually you do not have any credit history. So the bank is unable to track your spending and how you pay. So usually for starters, you will be getting about 1 to 2 times of your monthly salary. So for instance, if your salary is 4,000, you might get a credit limit somewhere between 4,000 to 8,000. By spending according to this credit limit, the banks will get info on how you spend and also how you pay at the end of the month of your usage of the credit card. Ideally, you would want to spend less than 30% of your credit limit. So for instance, if let's say your credit limit is 10,000 ringgit, so it will be best for you to spend less than 30%, which is less than 3,000 ringgit in a given month. If you want to spend more than that, yeah, I would say it's okay to do that, but don't do it too often. But if you are a heavy spender, spending up to 80 to 90% of your credit limit, that will be bad. That is not advisable, because the bank, even though they have given you a credit limit for you to spend up to that point, the bank actually do not want you to spend that much, because the bank is afraid you are unable to pay it on time. Yes, I know banks can charge you interest, but just imagine if you are the bank and you allow, let's say, a fresh grad or someone who just started working the ability to spend 10,000 ringgit, and you know that person somehow is unable to pay after that person spent 8,000 ringgit, plus you as a bank charging interest on the balance. So the 8,000 ringgit will become 8,100 ringgit, and if still don't pay, become 8,200 ringgit, and further on maybe up to 9,000. If that someone is unable to pay that initial 8,000 ringgit, how is the person going to pay the interest on top of the initial spending? So that is why banks, even though they give you a certain credit limit, you are not advisable to spend more than 30% or 50% of that credit limit, unless you have a good payment record. With credit limit, you have to know that your way of utilization can reflect your financial standing, not just with you and the bank, but also every other bank in Malaysia. So let's say down the line, 3 years, 5 years, you receive a promotion, or you have already gotten a few increments in your salary. Obviously, your spending will also increase. As you grow older and as you work longer, you will also have commitments. Your student loans, you have to pay your housing loans and whatnot. So your utilization rate for the credit card will also increase. So by having a good basic understanding on how credit limit affects your financial standing, you are able to request for a credit limit increase. So credit limit increase is something that is out of your control. You cannot determine how much credit that you want to increase. You can also not determine how much credit you want to set. This is up to the bank to determine it for you based on your financial record. So you are actually at the mercy of the bank, but your control and your part is to control your spending and your payment of whatever you have used using that credit card. So if you decide to up your credit limit, different banks will have different procedures. Some would need you to fill up a form, some you can just apply it online through e-banking. So various banks have various procedures. My advice to you if you decide to increase your credit limit is to have a good payment history for at least 1 to 2 years first when you just started your credit card. And then once you have doubled your salary from the time you apply the credit card, yes, go for a credit limit increase. It will be beneficial to you. Also, if you increase your credit limit from, let's say, 10,000 to 15,000, your usual spending, let's say if you usually spend on average about 4,000 on your credit card, 4,000 out of 15,000 is a lot smaller percentage than 4,000 out of 10,000. So this utilization rate will also drop, which can also reflect on your credit score in a good way. By the way, if you have not watched the credit score video yet, I highly suggest you watch it right after this video so you get an understanding how all these credits tie up together. So I hope you get some understanding on how the 3 credits work and also get a more in-depth understanding on why credit limit is important. If you have doubts or further questions, feel free to ask in the comment below and I will answer it to the best of my ability. If you like this video, feel free to share it with your friends and family who will benefit from this. Hit the subscribe and notification bell for more useful financial tips that will benefit you in the long run. Take care and I'll see you in the next video.